Hi everybody. So today we're going to learn how to change the door check strap on a Mercedes W109. And so the reason that I felt that this was a good video to do is because this is a common problem. Notice how the door is just, instead of stopping, it's just hitting me. And I already have the panel off, but this is kind of a good video because it's going to show us how to do a repair that a lot of shops charge an hour of labor for. And it's a relatively expensive part, so if you can buy the parts yourself and install it, you're going to save like $150. Anyway, we're going to begin here by removing the pin that holds the check strap on. And so this starts with a clip that comes out here at the bottom. We're going to set that on the floor, and then we're going to use a hammer to knock this thing up. And we're going to use a pair of needle nose pliers to pull it out. Now, they're not all this easy. I'm telling you, do not lose this little plastic washer either. It's very important to the job because it takes up the space in that gap. Next, we're going to need a couple of 10 millimeter, we're going to need a 10 millimeter socket and ratchet because there are two little bolts here that we're going to go ahead and remove. It's actually a fairly easy job, and when we're in here doing things like this vacuum door lock valve, we check these and replace them, and if they're bad, then I usually don't charge labor to do this because it's just such a quick and easy procedure. But you know, I think that all of you should know what's involved because a lot of guys they'll sort of over remove parts or they'll think that they have to remove a window regulator to get to it, and that's really not the case at all. So you've got three 10 millimeter fasteners that hold this on, and getting it out is fairly straightforward. What I'm going to do is this thing's actually coming out in several pieces, but you want to go underneath the window regulator. So not so much from above, because you won't get your hand in there, but from below. And that's the trick. But this thing right here, the little shaft that runs through the middle, we're going to pull it out from top. Okay. Here we go. Here's the frame. You can see where the frame broke. And here's the other piece of the frame. Kind of a sad thing, really, because otherwise, you know, this part, which isn't that old, would have lived on for kind of a long time. But you know, you got to be gentle with certain things on these cars, and that means not opening the doors like you're Tarzan or something. Okay, so next we're going to fish this sucker in. And again, you may find that getting all the broken pieces out is actually a little bit harder than getting the new part in, because at the new part, you have this handle, and then using the handle as a tensioner like this, you can actually take your washer. Now, I think this is supposed to have a lock washer too, but we're going to fix that in a little bit. I just want to get this sucker anchored, because if I don't get it anchored, then I'm going to have a heck of a time putting in my two front bolts. So now we're anchored, and you want to leave that loose. Now we're going to go to the two fronts. Now, one of the worst aspects of this job is the cost of the part. This thing is $240. But for those of us that want a W108 or W109, unfortunately it's something you have to live with. Now I thought about adapting a later door check strap from like a W108 or a W116. That's also expensive. And then I thought about adapting a front one from a W123, and I realized that that's kind of expensive as well if you want a genuine Mercedes one, but it's not as expensive. Still, it doesn't fit quite right because you want to be able to retain the opening distance of that door. For a while I had a supply of used ones that I was using. Now when you get the pin in, you want to make sure to put the shim in down here at a place where it's not causing any stress, and then you just want to tap the pin in far enough to be able to get this guy back on. Not that it does that much. And so this is what your fully open door looks like. I'm going to tighten these up. And then eventually I will tighten this up. I'm going to put a washer on here, but you want to tighten this up too. And you now have a functioning door check strap. So, cheers! Anyway, for those of you that took the time to watch this all the way through, thank you so much. In the meantime, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and leave your comments below. And if anybody's figured out a fix for this 108 door check strap, you know, I'd love to hear it. So, share your ideas. Have a great day and take good care of your Classic Mercedes.